ועל דרך דרוש צריך לבאר תחילה עניין ונהר יוצא מעדן להשקוס הסגן. Now according to Drush extrapolating on this idea, we need to first explain the idea of how a river goes out of Eden to water the garden בכדי שיובן אחר כך עניין ונהר יחרב ויבש, in order to afterwards also understand the idea of the river that's desolate and dry, v'yichrav b'bayis rishon v'yavish b'bayis sheni, desolate in the first temple and dry by the second temple. Shal zeh ne'emar Bacho Sivkeh, and on this it says to cry twice. Al zeh ne'emar v'ikral adnai chulu lebechi u'lemisped chulu, and on this it says, and Adnai will call out to crying and mourning. And how do you understand from watering the garden? Two concepts of flow. The first in the first house, the first temple, which is Bina, and the second in the second temple, which is Malchus. We can say, seemingly, because Lahashkos Sagan is one garden, watering one idea. We can say ki agan gam ken yeshbo beis bechinos, because the garden, we can say, also has two ideas, two aspects, Gan Eden ha'elyon v'Gan Eden ha'tachton shem bino malchus, the higher garden of Eden and the lower garden of Eden, that they are bina and malchus. V'inyan beis hamshachos elu yuvan al derech mashakos b'dibur ha'maschil libavtini reish perek daled. And these concept of these two flows of the two gardens of Eden, you can understand what's brought in the Mamar Libaftini of Shira Shiri, Libaftini, that you made my hearts, Beis Bechinos Lavavos, two concepts of hearts, and Beis Bechinos Hamshachos, Hachayus, the two concepts of flow of life, Bechinos Antu Chakim, the idea of that you are wise, Ubechinos Lecha, Vayagdula Vagbura Chuluayin Sham, and the idea of to you Hashem is the greatness and the strength and so forth. Look over there. So you have one of Mochin and one of Midos. Ein b'Torah osof dibur ha'maschil v'yeshiv Yaakov binyan beis bechinas ba'aretz asher ha'alef hamshachas chochmei la. Look what it says where Yaakov sat concerning two concepts of the land. The first is to draw down supernal wisdom, ba'klila zehu yirei la, and the vessel for this is supernal fear. And the second is to draw down the world is built with kindness, and that's through charity and the lower level of fear. So you have Yirayla and Yiratata corresponding with the flows to the higher and lower Garden of Eden. And these two concepts of flow are the concepts of the two concepts in the river. Perhaps it's a concept of these two fears is like the idea of Yerushalayim being Yerushalayim. L'chein yesh omrim Yuval Shmo, and that's why it says, some say that Yuval is its name, the name of the river. V'zeu b'chinas ha'elyona, meaning to say that that's its higher concept of the river, the Yuval being Bina. And Zohar Parshas Pinchas Tafresh Mem Zayin Amar Aleph Perush Shemut Tzadik. And Zohar Pinchas says that this river that comes out from Eden, its name is Tzadik. I guess like the flow to Malchus. Like if you say the Chachma gives to the Bina and the Tzadik, the Yisod gives to the Malchus. V'chein b'Gemara Perek Tasta Brachos the Bechoros Taf Nun Hey Amud Beis Amru Yuval Shmo Pras Shmo. So it says in Gemara Bechoros that its name is Yuval and its name is Pras. Vini Pras Yishlomar Lashon Ben Poras Yosef Shubi Yisod Chulu. And Pras, we can say the river. The Euphrates in Pras is from the Lashon Poras Yosef, the growth of Yosef, the Poria, like a Geffen Poria, like a growing and flowing. What's the concept of Yosef, of Yisod? So you have the two ideas in the river, Yuval and Pras, of Bina and Yesod, or the Hamshacha to Bina and the Hamshacha to Malchus. Binyan Hamshacha Lios and Chakim, and this idea of the flow to be wise, of Chochma, even though we're talking about Bina being the higher garden, Yishlavar has Beral Derech Mashakaz, so the Eden Luchud and Nar Luchud. so that it comes out of Eden being the Chochmah L'chora. So we can explain anyways al derech mashkas b'dibur hamaschil shir hashirim perek beis. And it brings him in shir hashirim in ad shelo nivra ha'olam hayehu v'shmo bilvad. In Likutei Torah, the second perek, it says, until the world was created, his name and him was alone. You have the concept of who and the concept of shmo, the order that's kolol. In the Atzmus u'misham nimshach ha'idei tzimtzum lahayir b'chachma chulu, and from there it's drawn down through confinement to shine into chachma. B'dibur hamaschil v'lo ava b'perek beis u'be'abir perek aleph b'dibur hamaschil inyan medalig perek aleph. B'dibur hamaschil v'ahavta as perek beis v'sof dibur hamaschil shishim hema durush harishon daf Lamentations Amud Gimel. He doesn't bring any of the ideas of these memorim. And he says, Bacho, Sivkeh, and you have this elevation through the double crying, Eini Yorda, the idea of my eye came down tears, Yorda Maim. Lashon Mayan, so Eini, the Lashon of the language of the eye is from the language of Ma'ayan. A spring is like the eye. So you have the source of the river being the eye, the Mayan, Mayan Mibis Hashem Yotze, and from this you have the idea that a spring comes out from the house of Hashem, like we're talking about the Bacho Sivkeh, the two Mikdashos, that's higher than the idea of the river that comes out, so you have the Mayan that comes out. So the Hamshacha to Chachma is from beyond Chachma, from the level of Hu V'Shmo B'Levad, beyond the Tzimtzum to the Tzimtzum. So that's higher than the idea of the Nahar. Of Hamshacha Beis Michachma Bina B'Chesed Chulu, and the second Hamshacha is from Chachma and Bina into Chesed. Ein B'dibur HaMaschil Shir HaShirim Perek Daled B'dibur HaMaschil. So because there in Shir HaShirim, the Perek Daled talks about the second Hamshacha. You have the two concepts in Chasan, two Hamshachas, one from to Atzilus and one from Atzilus to Bia, or like he's saying here, two Chachman to the Midos. B'dibur hamaschil yichatu mirivav sof perek aleph shehamshacham arich an pilazah, and the Mamar in Shiras Devora that Hashem will fight his enemies. It brings the idea of how you draw down from Arich to Zah. You have to have two steps, two flows, like we're talking about here. That it brings in Zohar b'shalach, that when Atik, Holy Atik, wants to bring down, to prepare blessings for the world, Ashrei it rests everything in this supernal depth. And that is because from Keser you can't receive the supernal flow only from that deep, high level, which is the Yisod of Abba. So the Shacha of Keser is through Yisod Abba, which is, I guess, this idea of this spring to Bina, to the Nahar, Umayan mi Beis Hashem. And just like you have to have in Hashem's name, first the Yud of confinement and the Hey of spreading out, then you have the flow of the Vav to the last Hey. And this is more straightforward to bring close to one's mind the idea that you have to have two flows from Ein Sof until you bring to the source of Bria Yitzir. And that's the first is the Yud, which is the confinement and so forth. The first Hamshacha. So you have the Yud K and then you have the Vav K. Look what's brought in the Pikudim of the Mishkan. The first it's dark. He spreads out darkness to hide. And the second is the Vav, which is the flow. So first you have the hidden level of Yud K Nistoros, and then you have the Nigolos, the Vav K. The Pikudei Mishkan Ein B'dibur Maschil Yigal Elan Taimei, and look what's brought in the Mamar about Yoshua revealed to us the secret of the bread. Ki Yud veHei Shneim B'Seichel Harei Bechina Achas, that the Yud and the Hey, they're both intellectual ideas. Chochma Bina, and both of them are one idea, one concept. Aval Havav Hamshacha Ma'aseichel B'Midos Chula, but the Vav corresponds with the drawing down from intellect to emotions. That's the second Hamshacha. V'ayin Mashakasu B'Torah or Parshas V'Shalach B'Dibur Maschil Inyan Kriyas Yamsuf Yud K Hu Alma Diskasya B'Chinas Yam, Vav K Hu Alma Diskalya B'Chinas Aretz. There in Torah or B'Shalach it talks about the splitting of the sea, how you have the Yud K, which is the hidden world, the concept of the sea, and the Vav K, which is the revealed world, which is the land. V'hine Malchus Atzilus Hamamutza Ben Atzilus Labria Nikra Gam Kenyam V'Aretz. Now Malchus of Atzilus, which is the in-between state between Atzilus and Bria, also has these two ideas, the concept of the sea and the concept of the earth, of the land. Because the in-between state has to include in it both ideas, Mashpio Mekabel Hulu, the giver and the receiver. And so too, the general concept of the 10 spheres of Atzilus, which are the in-between concept between the emanator and the emanated, the worlds of the world Bria Yitzir Asiyah, Yesh Behem Beis Bechinas Elu Yam Va'aretz, has these two ideas of the sea and the land. So you're going to say the Yud K and the Vav K, the Mochin and the Midos are the two ideas of the sea and the land. Just like in Malchus you have these two ideas, as it's a mamutza between Atzilus and Bia, so to Atzilus itself, which is the mamutza between the Maitzil and the Netzalim, has these two ideas. The im can move on, and if so, it's understood. Mashitzarchlios bezam shachos, that you need two flows, two levels of flow at shiyum shach bibia, until it reaches and flows into the worlds of Bria Tzirasiyah. Ha'alef bebechinas alma diskasya, the first flow is from the hidden world. V'beis alma diskasya alma diskalya, the first is to the hidden world, and the second is from the hidden world to the revealed world. And according to this, the elevation in the time to come, and that day will be that the Yud K and the Vav K will be the same. That the lower Hey will receive from the Yud itself, like in the first temple. So instead of having these two Amshachas, the lower levels will be elevated to the higher levels as well. And just like it was in the first temple, you'll have the flow. Will be a Sirsa Eis in an even higher, stronger way. Because in the second temple, they received through the Vav, or even the first temple, I guess, the Hamshacha came through the Vav, even if it was coming from Yud K. It came from Yud K to Vav, through the Vav K. But in the time to come, it will be Yehiyah, the Yud K, and another Yud K. And that's what it means. Great will be Yehiyah, the Yud K of the last temple, greater than the first temple, meaning greater than the Rishon, even from the Yud K of the Hanar of the first temple. And that's the idea of my and maybe Hashem, you'd say that the Nevuah is that it'll be like the spring instead of the rivers. If the rivers are the first and second temple, then the Nevuah of how a spring will come out of the house of Hashem corresponds with the higher level of Chachma, as he explained here.